Hi, I'm Renee.
And I'm Debbie. And together,
We are the Round Table Recap. Hey, welcome back. We are on Destination X, Season 1, Episode 7. And kicking it off from the last episode, they were all in agreement that they did not want to have to do that tiebreaker again.
right. Nobody wants to do a tie.
Yeah, they're going to be definitely more.
They're
They're
gonna
going to
be
be more.
careful about. Gonna be careful about who they share those clues with.
Yeah, I would agree. Definitely careful is a good word. So, yeah, everyone seems to be aware of the importance of what information they receive and who they share it with.
Yeah. Now, when Jeffrey started this episode and he was giving that, I don't know what to call it, his statement, whatever he does before each episode, his introduction, did you pick up on any of the clues?
I did, but I didn't write it down. What did you pick up?
Okay. In one sentence, he mentioned sloshing. In another sentence, he mentioned sailor. And in another sentence, he mentioned sink or swim.
Oh, yeah, a lot
Okay.
of the water.
Yeah. So I'm trying to pay more attention to what he's saying. I don't know if he gives those clues. I think it's just the introduction for the show. I don't think he shares that with the participants, but I still write them down.
Yeah, I think it is just with the viewers because I mean that would be really I don't know easy for them to guess where they're at. I think with the different clues he gives.
Yeah. Maybe it's just for us to play along with the game.
I think so. That's why I like those when they go over the clues at the end,
Yeah.
or at least when they don't know exactly where they're at. It's nice. And then, I mean, they didn't really like all I have is jumping into mission 1. Did you have anything before?
Biggie mentioned, of course, they were all talking about Mac and how she left and everything, and Biggie, how he took it hard. But
Mhm.
then he mentioned that he's got to be. I don't think he really trusted Peter anyway, but he's more on Biggie's radar now. So Biggie mentioned that Peter's more of his target. And then Allie, she made the comment about that she thought they were heading south, maybe towards Slovakia, but she was only sharing that information with Shane and Biggie.
Oh, okay. I did put in my notes, but I didn't think it was worth mentioning just that Biggie, Shane, and Allie are now in a tighter alliance
Right.
because they,
Yeah.
yeah, they started discussing a little bit more about where they think
Yeah.
they were.
The thing that gets me, when of course they're going into the first mission, and when they put their goggles on and they show everybody's eyes, I always have to laugh at Janae's eyelashes. Her
Oh, yeah.
eyelashes are so big. I,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
always
noticed
I
that
always
too.
laugh.
Well,
First mission.
the first mission, well, they are brought to the water, and I did note right away that Peter thinks they're at the southern base, possibly of the Alps.
Yes.
And then Jeffrey, he does mention that it's the last untamed river that they're at. So their mission, they're broken up into random pairs and they have to kayak to different checkpoints. And then from those checkpoints, they have to grab the bag that they think does not belong with the group because each checkpoint has like a different set of words or
Name.
nouns. Yeah. And then once they go through all the different checkpoints, then they reach the end. They have to put all of their bags within their crate. And then it's also timed as well. I laughed at the random pairs.
I know.
I was like, right away, I was like, oh no, Janae and Allie are together. I'm like, oh, this is going to be a little bit tough for them.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I saw Rick and Shane, I was like, that is the best team right there because you have the brains and you have the muscles. And then obviously they proved that they were the strongest pair. And then
Right.
you have Biggie and Peter, which is ironic given how
I
the
know.
episode started off.
He's my target. Oh no, now he's my partner.
Yeah. So the first checkpoint that they hit, so Rick and Shane,
Well, even before they got to
oh,
that checkpoint, Jeffrey even said that the destination may be staring you in the face.
oh,
So
yeah.
I wrote that down. Anytime he mentions something that I think might be a clue, I'm starting to write those down.
I don't track those. So maybe I'll start tracking them just
Yeah,
to
who
kind of
cares
help.
about the clues?
Yeah. Whatever. They'll go over them. That's fine.
Right.
So, yeah, the first checkpoint, Rick and Shane are the only one who gets it right. And it's Madonna because the theme is singers who have songs in regards to bridges. So Madonna's the only one that does not have a song.
And I thought
And
that was good on Rick's part that he
yeah,
noticed. He noticed the bridge, and so he made that connection.
I thought so too. And then going to the second checkpoint, I felt bad for Janae and Allie. They get turned around in their kayak, but in general, they struggle with all of the checkpoints. I don't think they get any of them right, actually.
No, they didn't.
But the second one, Biggie and Peter, they got the theme correct, which was in regards to it being something to having to do with a capital, but they picked the wrong bag. Where again, Rick and Shane, they picked it the correct one.
Right. They picked the only capital, but the actual clue, according to Jeffrey, was that it was the only city that was not on an island.
Yeah, which the island part was the biggest clue of the
Right.
game as to where they were going to end up.
Right.
And then the third one, which, okay, Rick and Shane and Biggie and Peter, both teams get this right, where if it doesn't float, that was the last
Mhm.
one,
Right.
which again is very cluey to the water and the island.
It was funny because when Jeffrey was putting together after the first checkpoint, he was saying their next destination, there was over 400 bridges. And then for the second checkpoint with the islands, he said that the next destination had over 100 islands. So immediately a city popped into my head. But then as the show was going on, everybody else was saying these different countries. So I went ahead and crossed off my city, and my city actually ended up being the correct one. So early on, I had the correct city. But I thought it was wrong because of where everybody else in the game thought they were.
Yeah. I mean, this one definitely was a tough one for all the players of where they were at, as you
Yeah.
come to see after the people that get into the map room where they guess. So it was a tough
Yeah.
one, which I
Yeah,
was
this one
like,
was.
okay. Yeah, we're compared to, the last episode, everyone knew. So it was
Yeah.
definitely a different take.
Yeah,
So,
and the only reason why I got it was because of Jeffrey's clues. What he was saying,
hmm
not necessarily to the participants, but what he was saying on the show.
yeah.
So Shane and Rick win the
hmm
challenge, and so they get the postcard, right?
Yep, they get the postcard. And I thought like it was also kind of ironic that because essentially the bus is broken up into two alliances. And so this
Hmm.
team of Rick and Shane, which actually all of the pairs, you have one from each of the alliance.
Yeah.
So then it's kind of like each one of them share with their alliance. Then again,
Hmm.
everyone's in that same boat of knowing exactly the same information.
Right.
So it doesn't really show them actually sharing the postcard with any of their alliances.
No, it didn't. But actually, what surprised me about the postcard was that Shane was the one who solved it.
Yeah. Yeah, even Rick was like, "Oh, good." I can't remember what he said, but he seemed surprised like, "Oh, that was a good catch," or yeah.
Yeah, they think he solved it.
Mhm.
In actuality, he didn't, but he thinks. I mean, what he said made sense, so they think they've solved it.
Yeah, because was it right now they think that their capital of Slovenia is where they're at.
Yeah, the Ljubljana,
Ljubljana is
Ljubljana. Yeah,
is
the capital of Slovenia.
Slovenia, yes, is where they're thinking. And then really before the second mission takes off, it's really just them sharing like personal stories.
What did you think of Rick's statement that he's going to keep his options open? Seeing how they're down
Oh,
to six,
yeah. I mean,
with his alliance.
yeah, I don't blame him. I think it's smart to do that because he's still in the secret alliance. And the
Yeah.
only known people to be in an alliance are the 3 and then the 2, Peter and Janae. So
Hmm.
so for him to be open, I think that is the smartest move. If anything, it's probably gonna get him further in the game than the other ones that have those hard alliances.
It's just so funny compared to where he started out, where nobody wanted
You know,
him in an
the
alliance. So,
solo.
so now he's saying, "Oh, I'm going to keep my options open." Like he's gone from being an outcast to, I guess he's proven himself. He picks up on the clues. I mean, he's a good player.
It makes me think that if he would have had an alliance right from the start, would he have remained loyal to them or not? Like, I don't know if he's just kind of keeping his options open because no one wanted him, or
Right.
if things would have been different from the start, would he still be? thinking the way he's thinking. We'll
Yeah.
never know. It's just a thought.
Yeah, I'm curious because everybody sees that he's a strong player. Usually in these type of games, when somebody's a strong player like that, at some point, the rest of the players are going to try to get him out
Right.
because, yeah,
Like Mac. Yeah. Like they
yeah,
got to get them out when the opportunity presents itself.
right.
So,
I think the only way to do that is in a tie, to
mhm.
create a tie, and then somebody's going to have to vote him out.
Or I mean, this episode easily he could have been the one gone just because
Yeah,
of how
because
everything turned out, and yeah, they really
yeah,
didn't
he
know
he
exactly where
didn't
they
know.
are.
Yeah, too bad Peter didn't share what he thought. I mean, I know we're jumping to the end, but
I know
too bad.
we're hopping around.
But too bad Peter didn't share with Janae what he thought, where they were, because then Rick would have been
Yeah.
gone.
Okay, so I know we are jumping, but I actually was surprised at that. Like, maybe not as loyal to Rick per se, because I feel like he was with Janae first.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like a Shane Biggie thing. Like, I feel like
Right.
they have a little bit of a stronger alliance than Allie and Shane. So yeah, I was kind of shocked that he didn't share any of his thoughts with her specifically.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right, well,
Okay. Anyways, back
yeah,
to the next
rolling the
challenge.
tapes back. To mission 2.
Yes. It's where they're at that
Oh,
fortress
yes.
city.
Yeah, the fortress city. Rick and Janae, they show them noticing like the flag and the colors, which they have them guessing like somewhere maybe Croatia or again that's
Yes. Slovenia.
Slovenia. And then basically, so this mission, it reminds me of like a Stratego game, but like also Battleship in a
Battleship.
way.
That's what I put down. Battleship.
Yeah, I think I just thought of Stratego because, you set them up without the other players looking at where you
Mhm.
put your players. I mean, I guess it's the
Right.
same as Battleship, but I
Right.
guess like those are soldiers, so that's what made me think of Stratego.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
But anyway, so yeah, they break up into two teams of three. So
Well,
essentially,
they had the generals who were Peter and Shane.
mhm, and each of them pick their members of their alliances. And then that's when they find out that the losing team are all going to be the ones going to the map room. So, which Rick was like not happy with because all of the whole team now is at risk. Like your alliance is at risk.
Yeah, I mean, the same could be said for the other side. It was just
Hmm.
that Rick voiced how unhappy he was with Peter in choosing his alliance for his team, which I
Yeah.
thought that was a risky move anyway from the start. I would have definitely had picked, instead of picking Rick, had gone, because nobody's going to pick Janae, so he could always, pick Janae for his third person. But instead of picking
Always
Rick,
gonna
he
pick
should have
Janae.
picked. Well, they're all against Peter and Janae,
I
so
know,
I
I
mean,
know. Yeah.
but instead of picking Rick, he could have gone with like Biggie.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
was
I get why he did it because he thought whatever information shared would stay within that alliance. So
mhm,
that's why
right.
he wanted everyone and nobody from the other alliance just in case that information got leaked. It was kind of unfortunate how that happened. But so yeah, the game though is they have to set up their soldiers on a map and the other team doesn't know where they set them up, but what are they, like wooden little things? And then after each team sets up their soldiers, then it's whoever crosses walk across these like grid lines that match the map, and whoever gets across first, that team wins. And so Shane goes first with Janae, and Janae is taken out. Shane actually gets really far. I think he's like one away. And then
Right.
and then that's when he steps on a soldier, so he loses. And then Peter
I had to
what?
laugh at Rick's comment about Shane's strategy. Because remember, Shane was putting his arm out
Oh,
like he
yeah.
was like.
Yeah. He's letting him guide him which steps. Hey, it worked though, except for that very
I
last step, but it worked.
know. I know. I
Uh,
had to laugh at that.
yeah, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, Peter goes in for Janae, and then Peter gets eliminated. And then when Shane gets out, Biggie steps in for Shane, and then Biggie makes it across. So
Right.
obviously, Rick also stepped in once Peter got eliminated, but Allie didn't even have to play any of the game.
No.
So that alliance is up now for the map room, and they are back on the bus. And then Rick, I was like, well, at least he didn't take a note out of Kim's page because he
Oh.
goes to the other alliance and just says
Mhm.
and asks, like, do you know where we're at, like, for information, which I
Right.
thought was good because I'm like, at least, he tried to reach out to the other team or
Plus, I think he kind of felt Allie, Shane, Biggie, they all want Peter and Janae gone. So I think he thought he had a better chance in approaching and getting a clue from them.
yeah, for sure.
The winning team got to see the big clue, which was a flag, and nobody even discussed it. So
Oh yeah, didn't even write it down. That's how important the clue was that they won.
I just put it was a flag.
Yeah, it was a flag. Yeah.
Nobody talked about it.
No, not at all. And I mean, I think you're right about why also Rick approached them because he knew Biggie was gonna help him I think if anybody out of the three of them. And Biggie is the one who had said Libiana, I hope I'm saying that right,
Right,
as possibly where they're at.
right.
And so this is where Rick he goes back to his alliance and he lies and he says Croatia is what
Right.
he gives them.
Yeah. Which
Where
Peter's like, I'm confused because Peter doesn't think they're in Croatia.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, they don't think they're at least he kinda slides under the radar where they don't even question if he's misleading them. But yeah, so Rick, he knows he's gonna go with Libiana, which he
Right.
does. Janae, she trusts Rick, and
Hmm.
she has 0 clue where they're at anyways, so she goes with South Croatia. And then Peter, he doesn't think Rick's right, so he decides to put his marker in Italy.
Yeah, I thought that this was interesting because the last episode, everybody knew where they were, and in this episode, nobody knew where they
Mhm.
were. Couldn't even. It was three different countries.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And then I was surprised. Well, I wasn't really surprised that the answer was Venice of where they were at, but I was surprised that Peter got at least the country right.
yeah.
Where I mean, this one was really it could have been anybody's game. 0% new, and they were all guesses essentially.
Yeah, because you figure the only thing I can assume is that Ali, Shane, and Biggie all thought Ljubljana.
Hmm.
That's where they were all convinced they were in Slovenia. And yes, if Peter had just shared with Janae about Italy,
Hmm.
about his gut, that possibility it could be Italy, it would have been Rick would have been gone.
And I'm curious if the next episode, if they're gonna show Peter asking Rick why he didn't pick Croatia and why he went
Right?
with Libiana instead. Like, I'm wondering if that's gonna come
Is
back
Was it
around.
revealed? I don't know. It was
Yeah.
revealed to Janae. Was it revealed on the bus?
Oh, I don't know if it was revealed on the bus. Yeah, no, you're right. It was revealed to Janae where everyone put their marker, but no, because Peter knows that he put him in a different country because Jeffrey said that everyone picked a
Oh,
different
right,
country. So he knows that he didn't go with
right.
Croatia.
Yes.
Wait, does he know Janae went with Croatia? Wait,
I don't
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Okay, never mind. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens in the next
Yeah.
episode
Yeah.
with that.
Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay. So then Jeffrey goes over the clues that were missed. So yeah, the door and the drum of when they were in the fortress, they had the flag of Venice. And then each of the checkpoints throughout the missions, they also had a theme that related to Venice. The postcard that they got was of the famous bridge
The
of
size.
Psy.
Yeah, it was a prison that people walked across, and it was like a one-way. It was a one-way
Oh,
bridge once you walked across it. Yeah, the bridge of size.
oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool to
yeah.
know. And then I thought the most interesting clue was the map in the second mission where they were had to set up
Mm,
their people or their,
right.
whatever. they were doing it on a map of Venice. So the board
Okay.
itself was the map of Venice. So I was like, if people knew their geography.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that. I didn't catch it.
No, I
It
mean, I didn't either, but I thought that was
yeah,
pretty cool that it was
yeah,
literally
that
right
was.
in front of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Everyone got a look of exactly the country. So yeah, I
So that
thought
was
this
good.
was, yeah, I thought it was a good one. It was, I don't know, I kind of like when all of them don't necessarily know where they're at. I think it makes the show a little bit more interesting, if anything.
Yeah, I bet if Mac had been around, she probably would have pieced it together.
You think so? I mean,
I
she
think
was
so.
pretty good at
Yeah, especially
piecing.
because of the lion, like because even Peter said he keeps seeing lions, so the lions means something. He just didn't know
Hmm.
what it meant. But yeah, I mean, Mac, as smart as she is, I bet she would have put it together.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be interesting moving forward.
Yeah, down to five, the final five.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, we're what, how many episodes? I think there's 10, so only three more to go. We are
Wow.
getting down to the nitty-gritty. So, so yeah, stay tuned and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yay.